nice actually to see so many different characters represented in the top 8 like this. It's
Yeah.
not the kind of thing you tend to see maybe in some other tournaments where you get clusters of whatever it is, Cobras, or you'd expect to see a Helix.
Yeah,
We've
exactly.
got like a complete spread of characters. I think that there's only like potentially one double up, I think.
Yeah, I did see actually a double, like a Helix Ditto, uh, in previously, so it was really interesting to see that. But today and tonight we're going to see Ribbon Girl and Bite and Bark here in the first game. Maxou from France and Bouncy Chickens, who I'll fix the name here a bit, from the Netherlands. And it's actually Bite and Bark is such a like underrepresented character here, so I'm really excited to see what Bouncy Chickens will bring for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've seen over the last, I don't know, I guess a couple of months or so certainly since Kajora picked it up and did things with it.
Yeah.
It's proved it's still a strong and viable character.
Yeah, definitely.
A few matches last week with some Bite and Barks, and it's really strong if used in the right way, in the right hands.
Yeah, and as we see here in the first round, it's looking pretty even actually from both of these players. It's
very even.
Yeah.
Nice grab from Maxou.
And Bouncy Chickens was actually a player we didn't expect in this top 8, so if not else, this will be kind of like I don't know if he actually did any upsets or if he was kind of, you know, had a really good run there, but he was doing really well. Now, Maxou though taking a very convincingly the first round here, but I mean, yeah, no, go ahead.
No, Bouncy looked okay. He didn't look like he was getting overrun too much until the end of that, so hopefully he makes some adjustments and
yeah, exactly.
try and even this back up.
Yeah,
bring out Parabola.
Yeah, this is super interesting. Like everything that I see from Bouncy Chickens now, I just kind of have to like remember for the future, because it's like the only real kind of Bite and Bark main that I've known in the past has been like, you know, J-Knight, and I think Gasaway was like maybe 6 months ago, you know. So there's been very few of these. Maxou, however, has been playing Ribbon Girl for a really long time, terrorizing the the top ranks of EU.
Yeah, he's one of the best going.
Yeah,
I don't think really, even in Japan or in the US, there's anything that's probably quite at his level.
Yeah,
the most known.
Yeah, nice triple hit there from Bouncy, getting that kind of combo with Bark there as well. Not getting the rush though, which is kind of unfortunate. But he has quite a significant lead here. If he just can't, like if he doesn't get hit by this next rush here, I think he's going to be fine. He just needs a bit more time to kind of recuperate.
Build his own.
Yeah, exactly.
Maxou with a grab though.
Yeah, this is
And a slap.
yeah, this is starting to look better for him. If he can get, yeah, okay, that's going to be fine. Not going to kill though, but putting Chickens is almost on Magic Pixel here. Ooh, but that was a
Nice.
clutch parabola. Parabola, sorry.
Kills.
Yeah, that was really
nice.
Yeah, I
I
like
would
that.
never think. I use Parabola a lot myself, but I would never think to take it against a Ribbon. So this is quite interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. We also have Tuturupa from America rocking Bite and Bark. Can't forget him.
That's true.
Yeah, he was also one of the guys who was at the EVO Japan. Will also be at SNS. None of these players though, which is also a point to make with these kind of tournaments. It's also so nice to see all of these European players, because we have a lot of talent here in Europe, but they rarely get to, you know, show themselves off, because most tournaments are in NA time, so to say.
Yeah, unfortunately so.
Yeah.
We do have Eloria coming over to the UK though for the UK Open, which is going to be interesting.
Oh, that's really hype.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay, now both of these players are using the rush here. Bouncy Chickens coming out on top there. I'm not sure if that was like a panic rush there from Maxou, but really good from Bouncy Chickens there. Now, Ribbon Girl is like one of the characters that I'm like, I can never grab her, so I'm really like I'm impressed of what Bouncy Chickens has been doing so far. I think he's gotten like 2 or 3 grabs this round already.
Well, he's been using his height advantage that he can get off the top of Bark very, very well.
Yeah. Oh, but
it's not giving Maxou the upper ground to sort of impose his own grabs on it.
Yeah, this is going to go down to the wire here for the first
it really
match.
Bouncy's.
Oh, and he doesn't hit it. Okay.
The rush, and Bouncy's got his own.
Yeah, this is going to be really close. 13 seconds left now as well. Maxou has to keep himself on his toes. Now he's in the lead. Oh, gets the Bark hit as well here in the clutch seconds. Bouncy Chickens has to get this. Oh, can he does it? He does it with the. Oh yes, he does. Okay.
Oh my life.
That was so clutch getting that chip damage in to get the last piece that he needed. That was super sick. What a like great way to start this
good lead off.
top 8 as well.
Match.
Yeah, and this top 8 too. I'm like, this is so weird because it's like I looked at the bracket before and there were some people that I was expecting to be in the top 8 and. Some people didn't show up, and that that always happens with online tournaments. But to see all of these players that, a lot of players who are playing today, this is their first actual tournament in ARMS. They have been playing ranked for a long time, but they've never actually been into a tournament. So
yeah, for sure. There's people that have played things like Mega League Monday and whatnot, but have never really entered a tournament of this kind of format, like bracket from the outset.
Yeah,
double elimination. So there are a good few players going through the process for the first time, and it's nice to see.
Yeah,
maybe some of those guys.
Yeah,
do a little bit better than they thought they would.
Yeah, and if anyone in chat or anyone watching is curious about the brackets, you can also just type !brackets. We can show them here on screen just for a bit. So the first game here is Maxou versus Bouncy Chickens, which I believe they are doing the stage bans right now, But coming up next, we'll have, after that, is Frank Tank versus Riffa. And Frank is one of the more, like, I always think of him as the European Resolve. I don't know if you agree with that, Replicant, but it's just...
Yeah,
like,
he has that kind of feel about him. He's like the spring that everyone would think of in EU.
Yeah, but for me
anyway.
Yeah, for me, I'm thinking of him as a very, like, solid springman. So, like, whenever he goes into a game, I usually don't see any like wacky arm setups on him. He usually plays. I'm not sure if he plays like default springman, but he might use like a roaster. But
well, he used to use Bird. I think it was Thunderbird back in the day, but I think he might have dropped it after the nerf and gone to Boomerang, if my memory serves me correctly.
Yeah.
But he's also got an incredibly strong brass and a Tron that are all like at a similar kind of level to his springman, so
yeah,
he's terrifying, and Ripper's a bit the same, to be honest.
I love how you say that with just like a tone, like so calm little voice. Hey, he's terrifying,
He's just terrifying, and then Ripper, well,
yeah, I mean,
he's similar.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see what they bring out against each other because I'm not 100% convinced it's going to be Springman versus Ninjara.
Yeah, and looking also at the losers side of the bracket here, while the other players are doing their banning picks here, is that Benson and Solaris are people that are guys that I didn't really expect in the top 8, and I could see them as underdogs going into this. Magnet has been a player who has been he was one of the top French players for a long time. He hasn't played for in a long while, I think. So this is kind of like. There are some players that did kind of like a comeback here, since there hasn't really been a lot of European tournaments, which is, so cool to see that they just returned. I was really looking forward to see Phallus actually. He wasn't able to turn up, but we still have Magnet, really kind of representing the old. I don't know if you can say old school.
Well, it's not so much that. I guess class is permanent. The good players obviously just don't lose it over time. Players like Phallus and Magnet, who were, they were some of the top EU players historically. So
nice
to see.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so the next stage we're going into here is Via Dolce. So we're going to be seeing Bouncy Chickens versus Maxou there, and this is Maxou's pick. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious about this pick.
You don't see it come out a lot, even as a counter pick in tournaments.
No, and especially not from Ribbon Girl. Like, there's a lot of things that I'm thinking about because, Ribbon Girl really likes to have that space. I could see, like, DNA Lab being a really nice pick, but also the fact that, Ribbon Girl's the aerial dash got nerfed in the latest patch. So it's like, there's not a lot of room of opportunities for Maxou. Then again,
it's a very narrow stage.
Yeah.
Unless he's thinking that he's going to try and box Bouncy Chickens into into one of the pockets.
Yeah, and I mean he's doing it right now really well. He hasn't gotten a single hit yet, so that might actually be exactly what he was thinking all along.
Yeah, I think that might be the plan.
That's that just proves that this guy is way better than me when it comes to the gameplay. Oh my god, and he just takes it. I think, yeah, and that's even a perfect. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was tricky. He was doing such a good job of shutting Bark down, and Chickens, especially with the tri-bolt, is looking to get some air superiority, and without that, firing a tri-bolt ribbon it feels a bit pointless at times.
Yeah, I think Bouncy really has to kind of like do some last second adjusting here. Now he does have the counter pick if he loses this stage, so all is not lost yet for him, but this is going to be difficult actually if Maxou just keeps up this kind of pressure. Now he's trying to...
he's got out of the corner.
Yeah, he's trying to be a bit more aggressive now without Bark. Bark is just like approaching from behind here.
It's not really helping him out there much.
No.
Oh,
yeah. And Maxou just completely negating that rush, showing like a lot of confidence actually going into this. Doesn't get the rush. Yeah, okay. This is a start for...
Nice. There's potential. There's still plenty of time to come back if he can not get hit again, which happened.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult, and that's actually it.
Loses that out.
Wow. Okay.
That was dominant.
Yeah, that was way more. That was way different from what we saw now in the previous stage. I think that this is really interesting now because we'll only have best of threes going up until the grand finals and the losers finals. So this is the last chance, at least from the winner side of the bracket, for both of these players. But they have so little time to adjust. You usually have to do that before the tournament, because when you get into these situations, it's just like you don't really have time to think. You just do and act.
Yeah, you've got to just act. But that's part of the skill that comes with playing a lot of tournaments. Is something you learn to have to be good at that kind of reaction and make those correct decisions.
Yeah, and I mean, if we go by winning logic, Maxou put Kujora in the losers bracket, and now I know that there has been talks about Maxou with lag and whatnot. There was no reports though, and there seems to be okay things here now with Maxou and Bouncy Chickens. Either way, if Bouncy Chickens now takes down Maxou, that's like, that's actually really big, I'd say.
Yeah. No, it just goes to show like how even everyone can be. When everyone's playing at the top of their game, there's not a lot between some of EU's best players.
Yeah, exactly. And Bouncy Chickens, actually, like, he did not have an easy road going into this. Like, the first match, he 2-0'd Game Froggy, which, is a really, strong max brass. After that, he took out Grimwood, also from the UK, also a max brass, 2-0.
Another brass.
And then finally winning 2-1 against Benson, which... people or players from NA probably don't know about Benson, but
no, they won't do.
Yeah, Benson is
but
like
everyone in EU does.
Yeah, maybe you can tell more about his playstyle or like what he usually does when he plays.
Yeah, well, he's long been a scourge of EU for playing a very strong turtle mummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no game against Benson is ever won without a hard fight.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see. It's nice to see a player like that, who I remember playing many times before he was even on Discord, and was really happy that he found the community and joined up.
Yeah.
So you can get to talk to a guy that you played many times. Yeah, he's a very strong mummy, and it's nice to see, like say, someone from a long time ago having their efforts come to something, and now he's in the top 8, and it's going to be exciting to see his match with Kujora.
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually super excited to see that, because like, when I go on ranked, I if Kujora gets on ranked, I just can kiss my rank 20 goodbye. And then like if I face Benson on the stage, I can kiss my controller goodbye, because that'll be flying straight through the room. So just seeing that matchup together will be like super exciting for me actually. But going back to this game, we're going to see Buster Beach coming out next from both of these players. So it'll be the home stage for Bite and Bark. I don't know if that gives him some extra power.
We'll find out what home advantage does with his own fans cheering in the audience. It could be a different result.
Yeah, I'm curious about this because, like, you know, we just saw that Maxou was able to put on so much pressure in this kind of cramped up stage that Via Dolce is,
Yep.
and Buster Beach is usually the, you know, the second most cramped stage that you would not want to go to. But you know, I'm all for it. Like as we saw in the last game, I don't know what these players are up to, so this will be interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the logic was behind it as it pans out. I think Bouncy's gotta try and turn it around from that last round and try and get some early superiority, some kind of air superiority, and assert on the round a little bit more. So hopefully he can have a positive start.
Yeah, and I don't think there has been any changes to the arms as well. Both of these players kind of sticking to their setups as it were. Not sure what they have been playing previously now in the tournament, but I can probably you know guess that they have just been playing their game that they have been on ranked, and you know not trying anything new. We don't.
I would imagine so. This is very typical set from Maxou. This is something he's very familiar with.
Yeah, and Bouncy Chickens is actually a new player for me. Like, I have never seen him play before. So this is kind of interesting for me to see. Hopefully, like, you know... I mean, this is almost like a breakout performance for him in my eyes. Because if he goes to the the winners finals, it just like has never been in a tournament where I've seen him, and then just like bam goes right into it.
It's a really high performance.
Yeah. Okay, we see. Ooh, that was really clutch actually. Maxou pulling
clever.
out the rush there, and Bouncy Chicken just counter-attacking that straight away with his own.
Yeah, it worked very, very nicely. You can see what he's trying to do as soon as he did it.
Yeah.
But Maxou just requires one more little touch to see this one away.
Yeah, and I mean this is kind of what I was thinking about earlier. Like, oh, there we see it. Like when he is up on this, you know, top platform here, I don't really think that Bark is doing him a lot of good because of this, you know, this middle.
Yeah, the thing in the middle stops Spark moving around. It's must be quite frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be like he is used to playing this stage, but that could be another thing too. You know, being new to tournaments, you know, thinking about stage bans and stage picks could be a new thing for him. So while Maxou has been playing in a ton of tournaments and also, you know, American tournaments as well. So
very experienced player.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, you know, as the more arms grows, the more we have to think about that stuff too. Oh, gets a nice
true.
Cancel there.
Knocks him out of rush and into the grab.
Yeah, it was a really nice, solid play there. But because there are some players that have had offline experience now, like Kujora, for example, at top 8 at EVO Japan. It just gives you a whole other kind of... You basically level up, like when you get into those situations, because you.
No, I think that's absolutely true.
Yeah, I think, you know, players are just under a different kind of pressure in tournaments, and especially offline tournaments as well. So, but
yeah, when you've got to fight someone and you can see their face, win or lose, it adds a different dimension for sure.
Yeah, Maxou getting a nice read there with a grab here. Might be able to finish this now, has the rush as well available, so yeah, okay, uses the intimidation and gets the 2-1, sorry.
The angled grab that Maxou, the one he did to finish that, he's landed that 4 or 5 times. It's a really powerful way of throwing that grab. Yeah. Very, very hard to defend against, and it's coming in at like 45 degrees, so you struggle to punch through it.